In recent days, a heated debate has emerged over the crash of a Ukrainian Su-27 fighter jet near Dobropillya, Zaporizhzhia on September 11, 2025. The Ukrainian government officially confirmed only two things: the jet went down and the pilot was killed. No explanation about the cause and no clear details about the location. But outside the official statement, a very different narrative has spread. Social media posts, military analysts, and even Russian sources claim the jet was actually shot down by a Russian Su-35. So, what really happened? And why does Ukraine remain so secretive whenever it suffers a major loss? The official version from the 39th Tactical Aviation Brigade was extremely brief. They said the Su-27 went down during a combat mission and the pilot did not survive. No additional information was provided about the exact crash site, the possible cause, or whether enemy action was involved. This kind of communication pattern isn't new. Ukraine often releases very limited details whenever it faces serious losses, whether it's fighter jets, air defense systems, or destroyed military bases. The official reasoning usually revolves around operational security and maintaining morale. But at the same time, this approach leaves analysts and the public with more questions than answers. That Su-27 was flown by Major Alexander Mykolaievich Borovik, a 30-year-old pilot from the 39th Tactical Aviation Brigade. He was considered an experienced combat aviator, but in this mission, he didn't have a chance to eject. The Su-27 is a single-seat fighter, which means Borovik was the only one on board and the sole casualty. The Ukrainian Air Force confirmed his death and honored him as one of their best. Yet, even with the official tribute, the real question remains unanswered. What exactly brought the jet down? Shortly after the crash, social media platforms were flooded with claims and images from the scene. Some OSINT accounts shared photos of wreckage near civilian areas in Dobropillya, pointing to it as evidence that the Su-27 was shot down while attempting a bombing run. But, as usual, information from social media is prone to bias. Without radar data, confirmed video footage, or verifiable records, these claims remain unproven. Still, the lack of transparency from Ukraine only makes the public lean more heavily on these unverified sources. Among all the speculation, one theory stands out, that the Su-27 was downed by a Russian Su-35. This theory makes sense. The Su-35 is a far newer and far more advanced fighter, often deployed for air patrols over Zaporizhzhia. With its Urbis-E radar capable of detecting targets hundreds of kilometers away and long-range air-to-air missiles like the R-77-1 and the R-37M, the Su-35 holds a decisive advantage over Ukraine's aging Su-27s. For a Ukrainian pilot, going up against a Su-35 means facing a nearly unwinnable battle, especially in beyond visual range combat. If a dogfight truly happened over Dobropillya, the outcome would be predictable. The Su-27 would stand little chance of survival. Russian military bloggers quickly seized on the incident, calling it yet another demonstration of Russian air superiority. Once again, Ukraine stuck to its usual approach, saying little and avoiding specifics. There was no confirmation of a shoot-down, no admission of enemy involvement, and no discussion of the possibility of a Su-35 being behind the crash. This closed communication style isn't unique to to this case. Destroyed Patriot systems, damaged HIMARS launchers, and downed aircraft are rarely acknowledged openly. Yes, this secrecy can be justified by security concerns, but it also has consequences. The information vacuum is quickly filled by propaganda, rival narratives, and speculation. And in the case of the Su-27 in Dobropillya, that vacuum was filled almost instantly by claims of Russian dominance in the skies. This leaves us with some difficult questions. Was the Su-27 really brought down by a Su-35 missile? Or could it have been a technical failure in a jet that's been in service for decades? If it was a Su-35, why won't Ukraine admit it? And the bigger issue, how long can Ukraine keep flying outdated aircraft against a far superior opponent? The undeniable fact is simple. Ukraine lost a Su-27, and a young pilot lost his life. But beyond that, the details remain unclear. The official statement says only that an investigation is underway. Social media insists it was a shoot-down. Russian analysts point directly at the Su-35. Which version is true? For now, we don't have a definitive answer. But what is clear is Ukraine's continued tendency to keep its major losses under wraps. So the questions remain, was this just a tragic accident, or was it an air battle defeat that Kyiv doesn't want to admit? And until hard evidence emerges, the public can only wonder what really happened in the skies over Dobropillya that day. This content is based on open-source information, OSINT findings, and analysis from multiple perspectives. It is not intended to take sides, but rather to unpack the available narratives and present a broader view for the audience. What do you think really brought down the Su-27? Was it a Russian Su-35 or something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your input will make this discussion even more engaging. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next analysis on global military developments.